Hi everyone! Today we are going to be taking notes and doing some practice on page 5 in our notebook. Again on complementary and supplementary angles, and today we're going to do some combining and solving. So combining like terms and using inverse operations to solve. So please pause the video until you have this written on page 5, and then we will go ahead and start with some notes. All right, so we are going to start with some example problems, kind of like we did the other day. So starting with number 1, we're going to write an equation and solve for x. So I am going to draw maybe the first two in my notebook so that I have something to come back to. Just so you know, this is how we used to do math in the good old day. We would have a book and we would have to copy it into our notebook. So we're going a little bit back to that. So we have 2x plus 7, and we have 63 here, and I'm going to use my red pen to mark that this is a 90-degree angle. All right, I'm going to zoom in just a little bit more. So we have 2x plus 7 as one of them, and then 63 as the other one. What we know is that this smaller angle plus the 63 has to make 90 degrees, so they're complementary. Now, the way that we write this is we don't write 2x plus 63, or we don't write 7 plus 63. This whole angle is called 2x plus 7. So when you write that, you want to write 2x plus 7. That's the first angle. Okay, 2x plus 7 is the first angle. And I add it to the second angle, which is 63, and that equals 90 degrees. Now the parentheses aren't a part of the problem. I just sometimes like to write it so I can see this is one angle, this is the other. So this is the first angle and this one is the second angle, and two angles added together make 90. When we talk about combining like terms, we're talking about things on the same side of the equal sign. So there's the equal sign. 90 doesn't have anything to combine with, but on the other side of my pencil, we have a 2x, we have a 7, and we have a 63. Out of those three terms, we can only combine two of them. We can combine the 7 and the 63 because they're both numbers. So what comes down is the 2x plus 7 plus 63 is 70. I like to keep my equal signs lined up, even if that means there's extra space. There's more space is better than less. Okay? And it equals 90. Now we're back to our two-step equations. We should have this kind of in our head from our weekly assignment. So I want to get x by itself, so I'm going to cover x, which means I need to get rid of the positive 70. To get rid of a positive 70, I'm going to minus 70 from the left and minus 70 from the right. So I get 2x equals, again, my equal signs are lined up, 20. All right, so now my last step is that I need to get this x by itself. 2 is being multiplied by x, so we do the inverse. We do the opposite. So the opposite of multiplication is to divide by 2 and divide by 2. So I get x equals 10. Ooh, that looks like a 16 a little bit. My 6's look like zeros and my zeros look like 6's. We're going to talk about how to check that answer, but we're not going to talk about it today. Right now, we're just going to focus on being able to write the equation and solve. If you need to pause the video to get that written down, please do so. I'm going to pause while I move on to the next question. Okay, so we just did the complementary one, and I switched over to a new problem, problem number 2. I am going to draw it in my notebook. If you hear the bell going off, sorry, I'm trying to record in between class periods. All right, and then we have an angle that comes up like this, and this one is 54 degrees, and this one is 4x plus 2. All right, so we have two angles. One is called 4x plus 2, and the other one is called 54. And the first one I wrote parentheses so that we could see angle 1 and angle 2. This time I'm just going to write it. This is angle 1, and it's 4x plus 2. This is angle 2, so plus 54 equals a straight line, which is 180 degrees. All right, so I want to look at my equal signs. Sign, singular, sorry about that. 180 is all by itself, but on the other side of the equal sign, I have some like terms that I can combine. I have a 2 and a 54. They're both numbers, so I'm going to add them together. So I get 4x plus 56 equals 180. Again, we're back to our just two-step equations. We want to get the 4x by itself, so we have to get rid of the plus 56. So I'm going to minus 56 from the left, minus it from the right. 4x equals 124. And then the last thing to do is to get that get that 4 away from the x. It's being multiplied. We do the opposite of multiplication. We divide by 4 and divide by 4. And I get x equals 31. Again, there is a way to check our answer. We're not going to start that just quite yet. Right now, we're just going to focus on writing the equations and solving them. All right, I'm going to pause the video and move on to the next question. Okay, so for the third problem that we're going to work on, I am not going to draw a picture. I already should have 2 examples in my notebook with pictures. I'm just going to write the equation. So these 2 angles together make 90 degrees because there's a 90-degree mark. So angle 1 is called 5x plus 1. And if you like to put parentheses around it so you know to notate it as angle 1, then that's fine. I'm just going to write 5x plus 1 plus the second angle, which is 44, and it equals 90 degrees. Putting my pencil at the equal sign, there is only a 90 on the right-hand side, so nothing to combine there. But on the left-hand side, we have 3 terms. And out of those 3 terms, the 1 and the 45 can be, the 1 and the 44 can be combined to make 45. So 5x plus 45 equals 90. All right, so from here, we're going to solve. Hopefully, we're getting the steps down. I'm going to minus 45 from the left, minus 45 from the right. 5x equals 90 minus 45 is 45. Again, to keep myself really organized, I want to keep my equal signs pretty lined up. This means to multiply. The opposite multiplication is to divide by 5, divide by 5. So I get x equals 9. Again, we're going to learn how to check our answers, but for right now, we're just going to leave it at that. All right, I'm going to skip ahead to number 5. The reason I'm skipping ahead is because I want us to talk about a problem like this. So number 5 is 2x minus 43 as angle 1 plus 67 as angle 2 equals, and this is 90 degrees. What's different about this problem than all the other problems we've seen so far is that this time we have a negative, so we're going to be combining a positive and a negative. Okay, so there's my equal sign. There's nothing to combine with a 90, but on the left-hand side there's a 43 and a 67. But this isn't a positive 43, it's a negative 43. So when I combine it, I'm going to get 2x. If you don't remember your positive and negative rules, just please use a calculator, okay? 67 minus 43 is a positive 24 equals 90, okay? Then I'm going to minus 24 from both sides. And get 2x equals 66. Divide by 2, divide by 2, and get x equals 33. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back to number 4. I'm going to write it right here in my notebook, right next to number 3. So number 4 is 3x plus 17 plus 109, and this one equals 180. And I'm going to skip to number 6. I'm going to write it right here. Number 6 is 2x minus 125 plus 153 equals 180. What I would like you to do is solve those 2 equations on your own And when you come to class, I will ask to see the answers to those too. All right, thanks for watching.